Good afternoon, it's Tony Hayes again from Paranormal Investigation UK. Date is the Friday the 12th of February 2021, and we're now looking at the last couple of captures that have come in from the 23rd of January from the Cheshire investigation. This particular busy day that we had, and just really over a number of minutes that this actually occurred. We'd had previously 5 days of absolutely no activity whatsoever. The one that we're looking at now is 1759, which is this one here, so we're now dealing with the last two. In total, of the ones I've looked at up to now, we're at 170 different sounds. What I've been interested in is, has the activity ramped up? It all depends on what happens on these last two, but it seems to be pretty consistent. I don't regard this particular capture being connected, because that went at 16:30, and it wasn't till almost an hour later at 17:22 that the first one occurred, where I had 11 events within that 60 seconds, and it was 10, 11, 13, 10, 15, 10, so on and so forth. When it gets a little bit towards the end, it's 17:35, there was 18, 36, a minute later it was 19 events, and then 2 minutes later it was 15 events. We're now jumping around about 25-26 minutes, so if it peters out here, the likelihood is that it appears to have run out of power over this period of time. So we're talking between predominantly 1722 and 1738, just 16 minutes. It appears I've got that right. Yep. So the last couple for the day, be glad to see the back of these. It take me a week to get through these, and then the activity seems to just flatline again for some strange reason. So we're going to experiment due to take place tomorrow in the building. We're doing this remotely with Bluetooth speakers, where Amanda Griffiths is going to be doing some question and answer sessions in Stoke-on-Trent, being picked up in the building in Chester, and I'll be monitored from the main office building. We're going to leave the room completely clear when these take place. The week after this particular event, because this was on the 23rd, on the 31st of January, we did a question and answer session similar to what we're doing tomorrow, and we appear to be getting intelligent raps to the questions that are being asked. So we're going to run it the week after that, so that would be, that was the 30th of February. We did that. On the 6th, which is last Saturday, we did absolutely nothing. We didn't introduce any equipment, didn't do anything, and it flatlined. I think we had one capture throughout that 24-hour period, which is what we predicted. It's only when you appear to poke it does it begin to become active. So tomorrow, the date's the 13th of February, we're expecting it to, or we think it will become active once again. I've not looked at the footage for the 23rd. I was hoping to catch up with that, so we'll be in a position of had a clean start, but I just don't think it's going to be possible. So and I've only had a quick review of the footage from the 30th, so let's get straight into this. I'm hopefully going to finish both of these off today. I might later tonight start to look at some of the others, just to see if there's anything there that if we can clear them quite quickly. So let's get straight into this one. there we have again, it's 3 seconds. That's what's triggered the alarm state. Quite a loud rap sound there or something, and it doesn't seem to be much after. There doesn't know. So this is going to be interesting to see if my theory, or should I say our theory, of it spontaneously erupted. It then runs out of power. We had that this is the 23rd. The following week, when we did the question and answer session, the quick review that I did on that appeared to be louder raps at the beginning when it was intelligently rapping to questions and answers. The old cliche of 1 rap for yes, 2 raps for no, and then it seems to just drift away, run out of power. We may be able to see if it does a summer thing tomorrow. I think that I could then pretty well be in a position to say, yeah, we are dealing with some form of intelligence, and almost certainly poltergeist in nature. So everyone's sort of sitting on the fence at the moment, because it's suggested of that, but I think once you start being like, yeah, this is what it is, you end up tripping up. So I think it's important that we keep level-headed with this, just to see which direction it takes us, because this building does have a habit of surprising us. So, right, okay, so I'm going to go listen through all the way through. No volume or increases in volume on amplification. Everything's on normal, so that what you're hearing is normal volume. So now, one of the things that we discussed today, and it's an important point, the 2 cameras here. This is camera 2. I've already dealt with camera 1 on the far side of the building. We're getting huge amounts of unusual sounds, which we cannot explain. We don't know. The frequency suggests it's a rap, but it doesn't sound like a rap. When you listen to some of it, it sounds like a voice. You would have heard me commenting on that, but the frequency says it isn't a voice, it's something else. So we simply don't know. So what we've actually seen now is this extra category where I've put sounds like either rap or voice, and there's a load of them. In total, probably about 20. There's no idea what those are. So, alright, let's see where this one takes us. So this is it. Now it's 17:29, just coming up to 6 o'clock on the Saturday night. No heating in this building, so we're not dealing with any form of heat, the building cooling down or heating up. Be ready for the loud one. Okay. Just checking to make sure there's nothing visual that we may have missed. Okay, just about halfway now. Okay. This actually may be a quick one, so I can get rid of that now. There's nothing visual there that we need to be concerned about. I'm just going to listen to the beginning to make sure there's nothing accidental being captured. Turn the volume up. No. Quiet. Turn the volume back down. And we'll just now look at this this sound. Yeah, that sounds like a rap. chance for that to balance out. That's quite a loud one, that. That's the loudest one so far, and all the volumes are off. Yeah. That is the loudest so far. It's interesting that that's gone. The previous one we did is 1738. Next one is 1759. So it's 21 minutes later. We get the strongest rap. Built up power again. Interesting. Okay, we'll take I'm actually going to call this loud rat one, so it just reminds me when I record this onto the document that I do make mention of that. Yeah, that's incredibly loud. That'd make you jump. That's as good as having a stereo on relatively loud volume. You'd hear that indicated by that big spike of frequency there. So, right, take off the loop, increase the volume now, and we'll go have a listen through. I'm just going to get rid of this bass frequency. This tends to happen when you're dealing with cheap microphone placements, which are obviously with the CCTV cameras, it just needs to record a sound if it needs to. It's not interested in quality. And when you start to amplify it, you begin to get this background feedback. That's better. Just getting a little bit of hiss there. I can actually take that out. Now you've come listening to this after the others. There's absolutely nothing there at all. You just see the glimmer there. This is just the feedback, and that's rap signature. So what we got there is one loud rap, one low volume rap. We need to regard that. So when we put that into that, it's just one. Excuse me. So as you can see there, it's completely, and just two, if we total up the two together. So it's very much like it's increased, starts off very low and then increases in events 18, 19, 15, 2, and the likelihood is the next one will probably follow suit and be equally as less active. So that is actually quite intriguing. I think that's the advantage I've had of doing this pattern of activity, just to see, because we are dealing with now 172. I'm totaling these up as I go. Yeah, with them extra 2 is 172. Is that a coincidence that got a 21 minute difference when it just 60 minutes of huge amounts of activity, the next 21 minutes just a couple, one rap, which is the loudest, followed by the quieter one. So intriguing. So right, okay, this is quite an easy one for me to process, and I should be able now to get the last one in for tonight. So okay, see you on the next movie.